Hey everybody, Norm from Tested.com here at Comic-Con 2016, stopping by the Chronicle Collectibles booth. Paul Francis, how are you doing?
Doing great, Norm. It's great to see you again. It's Comic-Con 2016. This is our third year, and here's Tested with Chronicle.
And you got new products to show. The license you got in the past year, pretty amazing. I see a lot of dinosaurs here, Jurassic Park dinosaurs. Now, the products you guys make always have some tie to the film production. How are these products tied to Jurassic Park and Jurassic World?
Yeah, absolutely. With the advent of Jurassic World and the huge success of the movie, we were able to get all four of the movies and the whole franchise rights for $200 and higher. So anything that's over that amount, we are kind of the exclusive in the market. So what we've done is we try to stay authentic, as you know, to the original props, the original maquettes. So Stan Winston created a lot of this stuff. We're paying great homage to Stan Winston's pieces in that we're getting his original maquettes and we're reproducing them as faithfully as possible. Like with the Compy, we hired an artist named Tim Gore who actually worked on Jurassic World and painted the Compy. So we try to keep that all very familiar and very clean. And then with Jurassic World, most of it was digital. So we work a lot with Universal and Amblin, the Amblin offices, because everything has to be approved through Steven Spielberg's office ultimately. To get these things as accurate as humanly possible, and that's always been our stance.
So you find maquettes, they're maquettes in the archive. Are you taking physical pieces from that archive and then making new molds? Are you scanning them? What is that process in the product development like?
Unfortunately, with Jurassic Park, because it's so old, the archives really weren't doing archiving back in those days. Most of this sits with the fans, and that's the great thing about it. Once you put the call out to the fans that you need a T-Rex bust or you need a 1-to-1 scale raptor bust, you get like 30 fans going, hey, I bought this at an auction, I bought this from Stan, I got this, and then you try to research who has the best of all of that and typically make a deal to mold that piece. In that, one of the gentlemen from ILM came by the booth today and he has this 7-foot Spinosaurus 5th scale. Well, we need the head from that to make the bust and the continuing line. And he's like, sure, you guys can use it. I want to see it come out as a product. So it's those kind of relationships with the fans that we love to nurture and keep. So.
That's really interesting because you're talking about there are multiple versions when you're making something like a maquette back in production of those days. And there are going to be different qualities in terms of how well they've endured time and the paint quality. And you're trying to source one kind of idealized version that would have come out of Stan Winston's studio.
Yeah, and typically with all of the maquettes, there's like one maquette. So like with the T-Rex, there was like one maquette. Yeah. With the Stegosaurus, which we make, there's one maquette. So it's kind of easy, but what we have to find is not like generations of recasts of those maquettes, but as true to, like if someone bought it at an auction and it came from Stan's family or Matt Winston over at Stan Winston School, if the family sold something, we try to get it as close to the original as we can.
This whole verification process.
Yeah, exactly. And some exciting news that I can announce, we're actually working with Crash McCreary now, and we're going to do a line of products based on his pre-production artwork.
Oh, very, very cool.
And as you know, Crash and Gregory Paul are why dinosaurs don't drag their tails anymore. I mean, they created this whole world, so it's pretty amazing. Yeah,
in addition to those dinosaurs, those maquettes, there are also some more familiar props that people in the prop building community, which you're part of, have been fans of and have made. So you have the Barbasol can and you have night vision goggles.
Both of these pieces were made by my really good friend. His name is Rilo on the RPF, and you guys know the RPF, and his company is called Palmetto FX Group. And years ago, I worked with Rylan to produce the night vision goggles because it was something that had never been done. Well, now with scanning technology, we've hired a company called Captured Image, and they're actually going to digitally scan the original night vision goggles that were used in Jurassic World on the counter when they find the Jeeps, but they were also in Jurassic Park. So through that, we keep it as true to the original prop as we can. We just have these as kind of, Rylan loaned us these so we could use them as a placeholder here at the show. And they're pretty spectacular. I mean, most people wouldn't know these weren't the original goggles, so.
Is the idea to design it as a wearable prop? Can you see through the goggles, the light up?
True cosplay. We want you to be able to see through the goggles. They may move a little bit. They're gonna have all the lights and the bells and the whistles, just like the original. So we'll make them as true as we can, but keep them affordable for the fans.
And then the Barbasol can, does it actually work?
It does actually pop up, it springs up. Once again, Palmetto's done the research on these, and I think that's about as close to the original prop as you can actually get. The only problem with The Barbasol can is the company Barbasol. So if there's somebody from Barbasol out there listening, we're wanting to co-license this with Universal so we can actually put it out as a licensed product.
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting because you've built props for a long time, both professionally and also as a fan, and then also now for kind of for the collector's market. When you're designing something, there's a whole like a different scale of how accurate, how much work you can put into it, and how do you find that balance of designing something that's going to still mass manufacture, but still feel like someone just made only like a dozen of them, like a garage kit?
Right, I think the magic of that is teaming with a good company like Toynami. They've been our manufacturing partner now for 3 years. We're 3 years old at this Comic-Con, and what I do is I try to design it as insanely as I can. You've seen the cane robot that we produced, 250 pieces, could never be produced. We produced it. With all of this stuff, I make it, and I tell George, dude, you just got to figure out how to make it in China and make it work, and so we can give these products back to the fans. And typically, he's the best in the industry, so he does it.
Wow, that feels good as an arts director to be able to do that, to do what you want to do, make the quality you want, and then have it actually come to life.
Yeah, I told somebody today, why own your own company if you can't make the stuff that you want? So, not all of our stuff may sell as. We may do 300 of something, and it's more of a passion project for me, but if I'm not passionate about it, I don't want to do it anyway. So I would rather take the risk that it's not going to do well and just get it out in the marketplace and see what the fan reaction is. And to the Jurassic Park line, it has exploded for us. The Breakout T-Rex is probably our best-selling product to date.
Very cool. Well, it's great to see you, Paul, here at Comic-Con, and we'll look forward to more products.
I really appreciate it. Absolutely. Thanks guys.